Welcome back to an episode of Two Joes and a Pro. You know, it's Kenny, Ryan, Brian. We haven't seen you guys in a year and a half.
Feels like it.
We just been waiting. Yeah, right. It feels like it. We took a little intermission. Everybody's going on vacation, so we gotta chill out and get some relaxation time and ease our mind. Right. We're bringing back a new year. Fantasy football is about to start up again. Football starting up again. So we all have to make sure our mind is at a place that we properly give you guys a great analysis, right? So anyway, my guys, how was vacation? Ryan, Disney, how was that?
Oh, it was the happiest place on earth. It was probably one of the best trips we've ever had. We
ever had.
Well, I say that because we go to Disney a lot. If for those of you listening, like a lot. Like my kids are 10, 7, and 5, and they've gone 8 times, 9 times, 9 times. They've gone to Disney 9 times. Anyways, that being said, we had a blast. We did half days, we did pools, and then at the park late at night. And one day the park was open till 1 o'clock in the morning. Our kids were up till 2 a.m. It's the latest they've ever stayed up. It was a good time.
Hey, that's big. That's big. You guys don't play about that sleep time. So for y'all to be up late like that, hey, get into it.
Yeah.
How much do y'all just plan the dates throughout the year, or y'all just like, all right, cool, let's do it?
We do it on a whim. We don't really plan it on but we have the vacation club, so it's like a timeshare. So we get 250 points every year, and then we can schedule, like, usually that gets us about 2 trips if we wanted to.
Okay. Brian, how about you? I know Maine did you well. I see that the 10 wore off. So,
man, Maine was great. It's my kind of vacation. It's away from people. I'm with people, but they're only friends and family, and that's it. Like in Maine, you don't feel all the damn cluster of everybody in the neighborhood. I don't know. It's just a different way, man. I like it.
Dude, we're not trying to measure our vacations against each other. All right, you don't have to like
mine was
compare
better.
yours to
I know.
I don't have to. He hit you with the Suge Knight all up in the videos, doing all the dancing. Like, dang, bro.
Let me know how the island was.
Ryan wanted to have a good time.
Which one?
Yeah.
Hey, we're not gonna go there. I didn't have a vacation, guys. Why? Because I'm always working.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I'm always working, right? I don't take days off. I don't get tired, right? Anyway, I feel like it's been an eternity since we last spoke.
It's been a month.
So of course, it's been a month, man. That's our biggest break ever. And I know you guys said, "Oh, they fell off. They're done. They're not recording anymore. We knew they couldn't keep up with it." You're fucking wrong. We still here.
We're back,
Right.
bitches.
Yeah, we said that. We say it again. Anyway, last time we talked on the NBA was going on. NBA is done, but it's kind of convenient because the SBs was yesterday?
Yeah.
Or 2 days ago, something like that. And Steph Curry was like he was a host, and I don't know if you guys got to see it, but that's probably the most loose like we've seen Steph Curry like actually show his personality, and I actually like it because. For as much accolades Steph Curry has, he should be able to talk trash a little bit, right? You should be able to see that side, and we were able to see that, man. I thought it was really good on his part. Draymond was a good sport about it, and I thought that the Warriors, that was like their fuck you moment for everybody, right? They were like, this is our time. We're gonna do whatever we want to do. Like everybody was just having it up. I kind of enjoy that, but that kind of like seals it for the NBA. I know we had free agency. I think I touched on it a little bit. With everybody getting the extensions, John Moran getting his extension, Zion getting the extension, Bradley Beal getting some money, right? It was a lot of money passed out. That's kind of the biggest things that happened from there. I just saw that James Harden re-signed with the 76ers for a 2-year deal. I think it was for like $63 million. He's just robbing people at this point in time. I don't understand how they give him $30 million a year after the way he's. I get it. It's James Harden because of his career, his resume, but he doesn't he's not a $30 million player. So I don't know how he's getting that much money.
I think that's low for him.
For him,
because he was a max guy. So the fact that he's down to 30, that's like a $15 million discount.
but he was a max guy when he was doing everything. But the last couple years, he hasn't been even playing.
Yeah, I think he hated being
he
in
hasn't
Brooklyn,
even.
though.
Come on,
I think he hated it.
I think he hated it because he needed to do more. He didn't like to do that. But you're doing the same thing in Philadelphia. I don't know. Either way, I think he's stealing. So he's getting his money's worth there. That's all I really got for NBA. College is steaming up. I know Kurt Herbstreit talked about it. We already touched on it a little bit about being super conferences. He thinks it'd be 3 super conferences. And
I
think
that.
kind of that's how it will sum things up. Yeah, I think that's how things will sum up, and it makes the most sense just because.
Think that you think they're going to do it?
Yeah, I think they're more likely to do it because nobody is stopping. The NCAA is not stopping other other teams from joining conferences, right? So at how it is seen now, I think the SEC is trying to get to 20 or something like that teams, right? So if you look at that, that's a super conference, right? Then you're going to have the Big Ten. The Big Ten is not going to let them just take over, right? Because everything is about money, right? So the Big Ten to do their part, and then that leaves, the Big 12 and the Pac-12 to figure out, okay, what are we going to do? Right, what we're going to do with our teams
Big
here?
Pac-12,
and they got to scrum and put some things together. The Big Pac-12, yeah.
It's real easy. So, you just do a Southeast Conference, a Northeast Conference, and a West Conference. There you go. You're done.
The SEC likes that.
Well,
oh no, for sure.
Yeah, because the SEC would get both Texas and Florida.
Yeah, they like that, and they don't have to change their branding.
Yeah.
I think that the Big Ten could figure out some way to rock out like that as well, right? But either way it goes, I think that's going to be good for college football if they do decide to do that. It might happen just prematurely, just how everything's already shaping up. So that'd be exciting. I know I'm looking forward to college football this year. There's going to be a lot of exciting games, and with these NIL deals and things like that, I'm curious to see how things take shape. I don't know if you guys saw, but Texas A&M, their team got a full NIL deal for every person on their team, a 5-figure deal for every athlete on the football team.
Every scholarship athlete or every?
No, every.
So if you make the team, you make that money.
Yeah, they got a 5-year, 5-figure deal for each player, which is big. Talking about recruiting wise, I don't know how much it is. I don't know if that means they got 10,000 or if they got 90,000. But either way, that's money in your pocket.
If you're making 10,000 on top of your scholarship, like that pays for your food.
Yeah, that's money in your pocket that people talk so much about. That as athletes, people think, oh, you got a scholarship, you're good. But it's like, man, I don't got no spending money. But if you have that spending money in your pocket, that could flip you some walk-on, some things like that, right? And I think the person that's not benefiting the most from it is definitely Nick Saban. He has the most negative comments to say about it because it's not just so much, oh, come to Alabama, we're going to get you to the league. Because now it's like a mini NFL, right? I can fatten your pockets before you get there. So I feel like Nick should use it to his advantage. Alabama's has a big booster. They have big boosters, so I know they'll put some money out there, right? I know there's different ways for them to capitalize on it, and it's just kind of being stubborn. So hopefully he does some more things so he gets some recruits, because I know a lot of teams are leveraging that. And then that's kind of all I have. So I don't want to take up too much time, but short and simple, because I know we do have a lot with baseball and football. So that's it.
All right, real quick. Last time we talked hockey, he was still in the Stanley Cup Finals. So if you've been living under a rock, and you don't know, the Avalanche took care of business and won the Stanley Cup Finals. I believe it was 4-2, right? I believe.
Yeah, took care of business, or they whooped some ass.
I mean, however you want to say it, they did it. Yeah, I told Kenny they were going to be a problem for Tampa, and they were. So, It is what it is.
I can't always be right.
So they already had the draft. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. What was it, Czechoslovakian guys or Slovakian, whatever they're calling themselves nowadays. That country's been.
What is that anyway? How's that? How's a company? Oh, not company. How those countries like split up? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand because it's not on the map.
You talking about Czechoslovakia? How it split to Slovenia and
like
Czechia or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just decided to do it.
Because I know. Okay, cool. Because I don't. Don't worry about it. I don't want to show my. Never mind.
I don't know the politics behind it. They obviously formed 2 independent governments and decided to split the country in half.
So why still say Czechoslovakian?
Well, you're not technically supposed to say Czechoslovakian anymore.
So
because I
said
didn't say the right term, Kenny. Okay,
He's
so
an idiot.
Two Slovaks or Slovakians, however they want to say. I don't know the proper term, okay? But anyways, they were the first 2 picks in the draft. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? And that's never happened before.
You guys are listening to it. Put it in the comments. What did we say properly? Because we don't know. All right, we want to be politically correct here.
Do we?
For me and Brian's sake. I do.
Whatever.
Not politically correct. I want to be correct about like saying the right terms, right?
I mean, yeah. Okay.
All right. Anyway, my bad.
Anyways, they were the first 2 off the board. That's never happened in NHL history before, so that was history. But again, the NHL draft mostly is a crapshoot, just like any other draft. So it'll be a couple years before we even know if any of these guys can play. So I really have no like deep analysis into it. I think the first American was taken 4th overall. Yeah, that's all I got for the NHL. I mean, free agency's been happening. Yeah, that's about it.
We're not questioning.
All right, cool.
Would you like to know why Czechoslovakia split up? In January 1st, 1993, the nation split up into Slovakia and Czech Republic. The separation was peaceful and came as a result of the national sentiment in the country. The decision to split was decided by the Federal Assembly, who voted on the matter. So they peacefully separated.
Yeah.
See? That's
all
good
right,
to know.
Cool.
Educator.
That's why we need Ryan.
Why?
You know
I'm looking it up.
Because he can Google it.
Yeah.
All right. But anyways, let's go on to baseball. Baseball's been happening. Okay. A lot's been happening. They just finished the All-Star break. The home run derby happened. Juan Soto beat, I think it's Julio Rodriguez, I think is his name. I know his last name's Rodriguez. I don't know if it's Julio or not. But
how come Aaron Judge didn't play? Didn't do it? Wasn't there like a big...
the stars don't usually play. Yeah, usually the veteran sluggers, they won't participate unless they're like at home or...
Well, we all know that baseball players are the most superstitious people. So if they're hitting hot, they say that the home run derby messes with their swing because you swing differently. Yeah, it can mess with it, right? Because you're swinging up.
Not for Pete Alonso.
Well, he didn't win this year. He was trying to win 3-peat. He had won the previous 2.
Yeah, he didn't win this year, but he's been slugging the last few years.
I know, but it's different for him because he's always swinging for the fences. That guy is not a contact hitter. He's just
right. That's right.
You know.
And Aaron Judge is.
Aaron Judge, it's like what 280 or this year I think he's over 300.
Yeah, I'm saying he's hitting better. Yeah, I think he's hitting better, but
he's definitely a contact hitter.
My bad.
He can still hit bombs, but he will hit doubles and singles all day too. Like, don't get me wrong, Aaron Judge is a complete hitter.
He's.
Ooh,
yes.
You hear this?
I'm not a Yankees fan, but Aaron Judge is a complete hitter.
I think he's more patient than Stan.
Everybody's more patient than Stan.
For sure, but I'm saying like I think they're one of the same to me, right? Like less strikeouts for sure. He can make contact more, right? But he's still swinging for the fences too. Right?
He doesn't have to swing for the fences because the fences are so short in New York. Okay.
Okay, continue.
So, anyways,
go over the standings, right? Yeah. Here we go.
Well, hold on. The AL won the All-Star game. Okay. I believe that the All-Star game determines home field advantage for the World Series.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So it actually counts or something. So the guys actually play hard for the game. Like, it actually means something. Most all-star games in different sports are usually just like, touch football.
Yeah, but they're also not in the middle of the season. You could you would never catch another sport doing it, except for is NBA in the middle of the season?
Yes.
Yeah. So that would NBA is just
and NHL.
NBA don't play defense for that game.
NBA does. It's like a minimum
it's like
of
180 to 170.
Yeah.
Like, so, but anyways, I do like that aspect of it, that baseball players play hard for the All-Star game. I mean, I get it that it's almost a meaningless game. However, I like to see stacked teams going at it. It's kind of cool.
Well, let's be honest. When it comes to baseball, how hard is it to play your hardest? It's not like they're gonna like pitch real slow or not try and hit the ball hard. Like.
Well, they could.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm confused by that statement.
I mean,
they could not pitch fast.
I don't think. I don't think they would.
I mean, you had this kid from Toronto, Alex Manoah. He struck out the side in the first inning. Like, if he wasn't trying, that wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's cool to see. Hasn't been done
you don't
since
think he
Pedro
would have
did it.
tried to? You don't think it like? All right, yeah. It just makes sense to me.
Okay, well, that's because you're a football guy and you like watching flag football, so whatever.
Well, no, that to me makes sense because you don't want to get hurt by unnecessarily hitting somebody or like tackling.
Then why have the game?
Why have a game?
Then why have the game?
I 100% agree. I think that the Pro Bowl is a waste of time.
Really? All right,
For sure.
That's fine.
And it's the only football game I probably don't watch. Like, I'll watch a preseason game before I watch the Pro Bowl.
Pro Bowl is complete trash.
It is garbage.
Well, anyways.
Go ahead.
All right.
Brian, so let me get through
we got
this
some.
shit.
We got some contract negotiations going on in baseball for some big names. Aaron Judge is one of them. The Yankees offered him like $213 million for 7 years, and he politely declined it because he is worth more than that. He should be getting paid at least $300 to $350 million a year. I mean, for 10 years
7
at
years?
least. Would be my. That's where I'd put him. I put him around $35 million.
What, close to 40?
Yeah, I would say $35 million long term. If you do a short term, then closer to 40. So in baseball, that's usually like if you get a long contract, it lowers the AAV.
Hey, what's the AAV?
Well, the AAV, average annual value or whatever it is. It's like how much per year.
Per year, yeah. Your per year doesn't. It's not going to be.
I don't know. I don't know how the finances work for MLB.
Unless you're one.
Because I know that they don't have a
fully
cap.
Guaranteed. MLB's fully guaranteed contracts. Now they don't have a cap, but so anyways, there's a trend going on in MLB. I wanted to bring up that owners are not wanting to pay these guys huge contracts, so that's why they lowballed Aaron Judge. The Red Sox are lowballing Xander Bogaerts and Rafael Devers, and there was another guy. Juan Soto.
Well,
he didn't go. So he didn't get lowballed. That's a different.
That is
$440 million.
For 13 years? But you think about it, $440 million for 13 years when he is
that's around $38 million a year.
Best player. Yeah, but he's arguably the best player in the league as far as value wise, right? He's only 20. He's only 23.
24. But yeah, I mean,
24. Sorry, 1 year off. I apologize. But with what he brings to the table, he should be getting 45 million a year. I guarantee he gets that.
Who's going to pay him that?
He gets something ridiculous out there. I don't know.
So
see. Who's going to pay Bradley Beal $260 million or whatever?
That's a different sport.
Million? I'm just saying, like, nobody thought Bradley Beal's going to get paid that much money, but it happens, right? What Bradley Beal is to the Wizards, Juan Soto is to the Nationals, right? A great player on the team that sucks.
Yeah, well, you got to remember the Nationals won the World Series a couple years ago. Okay. And then they just let everybody go. So Juan Soto, he's looking around right now. He's like, where'd everybody go? That's why he isn't signing. I don't think for him that the money's the issue. I think that was more than fair of an offer. It's like $38 million a year. It would be the largest contract in the history of the sport.
What does that mean?
So that's the way it goes. You get the biggest contract if you're the best player.
But I'm saying that's normally how it is, right? You get the largest contract in the history of the sport. You said it, and then people come behind you and get paid way more. So,
but okay, so if the Nationals offered him $500 million, the next guy's just gonna want $550. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be higher.
Look,
doesn't matter.
33 is 30 is $34 million a year. No. 34 million a year. He worth more.
Why not?
He's worth more than that.
I don't know. He plays outfield. That's a knock against him. No offense, but outfielders are not as valuable as infielders, especially shortstop and third base. I think it was a pretty fair offer. I just think he doesn't want to be in Washington anymore because he knows ownership's not going to put a team around him.
That's true. That's possible.
And then, so he declined the offer, and the petty ass Nationals wouldn't even charter him a flight out to the home run derby. They made him fly commercial.
Got him.
Oh man.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is.
So Juan Soto is not going to be in Washington much longer. He's going to be gone.
Think about this though. Corey Seager got offered a 10-year, $325 million deal.
Okay.
So you think about you getting $1.5 million less than Corey Seager? Come on, you serious?
But Corey Seager
Not
plays
saying Corey
shortstop.
Seager's not good. Yeah,
There's more value in a shortstop
I
that
don't
can
care
hit.
about that. He's not a generational talent like Juan Soto. Let's be serious. He's like Juan Soto is the same as like Mike Trout.
I don't know.
Right?
Look at Juan Soto's average right now. It's not very good.
Right now, but if you look at his career, and what he brings to the table.
I gotta know what you're doing right now.
Right.
Sorry.
Okay.
In a contract year, if you're a player, you should be exceeding what you normally do.
Okay.
Because you want to get paid. He's doing the opposite, so.
Okay. You got it. When you win, you win. You got it.
Anyways. But yeah, that's basically it. I will say real quick, both the Mariners and the Orioles are on fire right now, or at least they were before the All-Star break. Yeah. So hopefully that didn't cool them off, because right now the AL East is looking like the first division to have everybody finish above 500. Like, it might happen. I don't know if it's ever happened, but I know that it's very rare. And then the Mariners had 14-game win streak, I think, to end the first half of the season. So they're making a push for the wild card, and it's gonna be a fun ride. That Rodriguez kid, he looks like the next Mike Trout. Like, that's what he's playing like right now. He's hitting the ball. He's running the bases. He's pretty good in the outfield. Just saying.
Just fun. He's hitting the ball. He's running the bases. He's touching the bases. Okay. He's throwing the ball. He's catching the ball.
I'll take that back. It was 14 years, $440 million. That's even worse.
Yeah, but like I said, the longer the term is, the shorter the AAV is.
That's terrible. Anyway, that's all I have.
Oh, that's all you have? Okay.
I'm not gonna
keep your segment.
Yeah, that's all I have. Yeah. No, so that's all I have. Like, I'm not gonna keep going on the baseball. That's all I have. 14 years, $440 million. Brian still says, "Hey, long contract is less money." All right.
AAV.
AAV. So, what else you got?
That's it, man. That's it.
Beautiful.
That's all we have. On to you, Ryan.
Hey, we don't. There's nothing crazy going on in football. We're getting geared up. Teams are starting to do training camp. Kyler Murray just signed his deal, so anyone that had him on their fantasy team, on their dynasty team, and was like hoping that he was not going to hold out, Kyler Murray is not going to hold out. Hold up, I got the deal details real quick. It was was a 5-year extension, $230.5 million, 160 guaranteed.
It's crazy.
A lot of money.
Do you think he's worth that? Do you think he's worth that much?
I don't think so.
I just don't think he can hold up.
I do like that
physically.
they didn't guarantee as much of his contract as they are doing for like most of these other quarterbacks.
That's fair.
Trying to protect themselves because he does get injured. Don't get me wrong, 160 mil guaranteed is probably a ton of money. It's definitely a ton of money. But
yes, like what, 32 million a year guaranteed.
yep. Players like Michael Thomas started out on the PUP, but they said he should be good by training camp, so we'll see about him. The Brown,
You said who?
Michael Thomas, the wide receiver for the Saints. The Browns are slow. It seems like, so I think it was like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, Deshaun Watson was meeting with the NFL, and they seemed like they were going to hand out his suspension. But then it seems like they're still negotiating or talking with the league. So he's definitely getting suspended. It just depends on whether or not he's going to get suspended for all of this year. There was talks, I saw reports talking about him getting suspended indefinitely and then having to apply to get his time back.
Total bullshit.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with him. Even if he does get suspended for a year, let's say, how good is this guy going to be after taking 2.5 years off of football? Like, it's going to be insane when he comes back.
You saw what happened to Michael Vick?
Yeah.
He was in prison.
Well, all them massages, he's probably staying loose.
Oh my!
I will say the NFL kind of has a bad precedence here, though, set because they suspended Ridley for a whole year for making a $1,000 wager on his team.
Yeah.
So you're going to compare betting to possibly domestic
in a game
violence?
he wasn't even in. He wasn't even playing.
Or sexual assault, I mean. Yeah.
Or sexual assault. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it looks bad PR-wise if they don't at least give him a year.
But he was out. He was already out a whole year.
He sat out. He decided to sit out. That's his problem.
And he was supposed to. He was supposed to. So you thought
if
last
he
year
wanted to play,
you thought last year?
No, he would have been on the commissioner's exempt list.
Then he should have forced them to
let
do
him
that.
play.
Then.
But that wouldn't have counted against his suspension.
That's my point.
Because remember, Brady was
That's
on the
my
commissioner, or someone was on the commissioner's exempt list and then got suspended the following year. Still, I think it was AP. Antonio Brown.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, like, he's already in the commissioner exempt list. All right, I'm sitting out, I'm not playing. And then now you go say, oh, well, we didn't technically say you were suspended. Now we're going to formally say you're suspended, and now you got to be suspended. Like, so you weren't going to let me play last year, to be honest, bro. So why are y'all trying to, like, double jeopardy me?
The NFL has a terrible problem with setting this precedence. They say, okay, well, we're going to wait for the legal stuff to finish, and then we'll make our decision based on the legal thing. But then with his case, it's so different because his legal stuff could never be over. He could just have more and more females come forward, be like, with how many massages this guy was getting a week, like there could be hundreds of women just like coming forward. So his legal stuff could never be over.
Doesn't that kind of say he might have done something?
Oh, I agree. I think he did some shady. He did some shady shit, but I think he did some shady stuff, and he's probably a slimy guy. But here's the and he does have a fetish with whatever he's got going on. But what I do think is that I don't think he did anything unconsensually. I think he was like, he would ask, because I think that when the first report came out, he'd be like, hey, will you touch me? And then they'd be like, no. And then he'd just get up and leave. Like there were reports that he would just get up in the middle of the massage and just leave.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. But the argument is they felt like they
know,
needed
man.
to do it because he has money and power. Yada yada yada. I know.
I get it if he's a regular at the damn masseuse place, but Buddy was going all over the country, right? He's going all over the country, like he going to your,
on Instagram,
spa essentials and just pulling up. You like, I'm feared for my job. Like I'm just like, I get it, but I don't feel like you can use that. And I think that his situation, I don't know what he did, right? I think his situation is just a sticky one that is like
that oil.
Not like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like I think it's like a no pun. I just think that's like a situation where if nothing is happening in court, then just let it rock out until something happens, or just make up a decision and say you're done, right? Because what you're doing now, it just makes no sense. Like people don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me, at least, right? Because I'm like, where are you standing? It shouldn't take this long to come up with a decision. Like you guys didn't plan this the whole year last year. Like you guys didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but the NFL has to protect itself as an organization, because what if?
So then tell him he's done.
That's a fair point, but because like what if they say, okay, you're suspended for 6 games, then you come play, but all of his legal stuff isn't done yet, and then it turns out that some evidence comes out and he actually did something, then the NFL looks terrible for letting him play.
The Browns.
Then say he's done.
Yeah, that's fine.
They call it a day, right? Like swallow the big. Like you are getting paid all this, or you guys make all this money. Make the big boy decision, Roger Goodell, and say, "Hey, bro, you're done. You're not going to affect my league. You're not going to affect the way we are branded and do different things. You're done. Yeah. Sorry, Browns. Y'all gave him all this money. You're done. You're short."
Then you have the NFLPA who says that the league is being unfair to him. So, which they might have a point as well. That's why I think the NFL is.
That's what I'm saying.
Trying to figure out what they want to do. They don't know.
It's a double-edged sword, because if you make no decision, then guess what? Then you look like you treat them unfairly because you give them the runaround.
Yeah.
Rather than just giving a decision, and then if you mess up, then you deal with it out on the after end. So, anyway.
Whatever. The Browns are getting nervous. They've traded Baker Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers. I think it was for, I don't have it in front of me. Is it a 7th round pick?
Fifth.
Fifth? Okay.
It's a 5th round pick with the option of it being a 4th.
All right. So, I mean, subsequently, Robbie Anderson retired. So he no longer plays in the NFL because he doesn't want to play with Baker Mayfield. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he did. No,
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't, but
everybody try to make it. Everybody try to make it some beef too, and he's like, bro, he's not my quarterback here. I'm defending my quarterback here. Like at the same time, I'm defending Sam. Yeah. Right? Like it had nothing to do with Baker Mayfield. I don't even know him like that. But people were like, oh, what's a beef? What's a beef? I ain't got no beef. He got to throw me the ball if he want to produce.
Robbie's just trolling. I gotta make my money too. He's just trolling the internet, man.
So.
Man.
I love it.
Both quarterbacks suck. So.
I think on Instagram when they announced it, he Robbie Anderson on his Instagram comment, it was like, no. No. But hey, it's whatever. It's gonna be an open competition. So good luck. Hey, did I show you guys the stat where it was talking about the win-loss record for the Carolina Panthers starting quarterbacks for like the last 3 years, and it was the only one that's undefeated is PJ Walker with 2 wins, no losses. They're not reading the stats, man.
Win, let PJ spin.
Not reading the stats.
You know what I mean? If you want to win, let PJ spin. Coach Rule.
Yeah.
Matt.
I don't think Gronk's coming back. He said if Brady calls, he's probably not coming back. I think he's actually retired. They signed Kyle Rudolph because he's close enough to Gronk, I guess. You're big and white. Come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
Can you wear this number 87? Can you wear this?
It's the thought. Put 87 on so everybody thinks.
Look, it's because Brady is getting old in age, so they're like, dude, we just got to get some big white guy in a jersey because Brady can't distinguish. He'll think it's Gronk, guys. He'll think it's Gronk.
His vision's not too well. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, shoot, he's not like Jameis Winston out there playing blind. Like, calm down.
Hey, he got LASIK. He'll be all right. Did you
get them dubs? I'm getting them dubs.
He's the best, man.
What about Leonard Fournette?
Dude, he's getting so fat. He's on that Eddie Lacy diet.
They said he showed up to mini camp at 260.
Bro, what's he play at? Like two and a quarter, 230,
228. Yeah, 228.
I mean, he was always big, but not that big.
But you know, it's funny. Like they make a big deal about it. But when he was at LSU, he was 240. Like he got at LSU his first year, he was like 215. He was 225 in high school, right? He got to LSU, he was like 240, and it still was explosive. And then he trimmed back down.
I'll be honest with you.
So like,
he might be fine. Like that year, everyone made fun of Eddie Lacy because he showed up to training camp like real fat. I think he had like 1,000-yard season. Like he still had a good year. Like, I don't know.
Just longevity wise, right? You give him
your knees hurt when you put weight on
like,
it.
Damn, bro. Oh yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, Leonard, come on, bro. I'm telling you, you don't want to be heavy like that, bro. That shit hurt your knees, bro. I'm telling you. Golly.
Dobbins there were reports that he was not a sure thing for week 1 because of when he got his injury last year, because he got injured during preseason last year. There was a report that he might not be ready. But then he tweeted, he's like, no, I'm going to be ready. So I'm looking forward to Dobbins coming back this year.
I've seen videos on Instagram with him cutting and doing all this. So
you know who looks good? Saquon. I mean, I don't want to sound crazy, but I've seen some videos. He looks good.
I'm about to turn my camera.
He
looks
looks
good
so
against no defense.
Good.
No,
his quads are so big. This guy's huge, man.
No, like weird stuff. That man's physique.
He's so jacked.
He looked like a young Kenny. That boy cut up like a bag of dope. That boy. He had a shirt on his Instagram. He had his shirt off. He had his shorts. And I said, bro, how you this jacked? How you this jacked, bro? Like I got big quads. His quads. He got bricks.
He's a beast.
He got bricks. Like, golly. And then I'm done.
I'd be remiss if I don't mention that some more training camp buzz just for Brian, that Mac Jones has made significant strides in his diet this offseason. He's come back a little bit slimmer. So he was on the TB12 method or
more strength.
Oh yeah. The MJ10. He trademarked that, didn't he? MJ10?
Oh, I don't know. He might have. He's been eating that avocado ice cream, you know.
Yeah.
Avocado tequila, he's good.
That's it, man. There's nothing crazy going on with football, but that's about it. You got a lot of hype going on right now. Teams getting excited, showing up for training camp. You're gonna see some injuries coming up when they start practicing in full, and people. You're gonna find these players that took the whole off season was like, I ain't staying in shape, and they're gonna be like getting hurt all off season. They're trying to get everyone hyped by introducing the alternate uniforms, the alternate helmets, which is now allowed because in previous years you were only authorized one helmet for the entire season. Now you're authorized multiple helmets, so you'll see different colors, different uniforms. Giants are bringing back that old blue. Someone sent me a picture of I think it was Saquon, and the way the picture was with the lighting, it looked like the Bills jersey, and they're like, Dayball just said, just pretend like you're the Bills, and we'll be good. I'm excited, if you can't tell.
I'm going to ask y'all this question. Yeah, I don't know why, for the Giants. I'm going to ask you guys this question, right? So, a big thing lately, the Madden ratings came out, right? And a lot of people are making like a lot of hype about it. And I want to get you guys' take on a couple positions. Just because you guys are knowledgeable, right? And this is kind of gearing us as we transition to the fantasy segment. So cornerback-wise, right, the top 5 cornerbacks Jalen Ramsey number 1, Jair Alexander, Tre'Davious White, Darius Slay, and Denzel Ward. What you guys' thoughts on that?
Both of them. I have mine. I'm terrible at listening. Jalen, Alexander, Tre'Davious, and the only one I'm iffy about is Darius Slay. But Denzel Ward's tied with him at a 92, so I like Denzel Ward.
But you think Darius Slay is better than Stephon Gilmore or J.C. Jackson?
The problem is that Gilmore loses a little because he missed a lot of games last year.
Yeah,
because he was injured.
I felt like when watching the Eagles game, Darius Slay was getting beat a lot last year.
Yeah,
this is just personally. Like I saw a few times he was like Darius Slay got beat. I'm like, dang man, he's not locking down like he normally is, right? To be top 4 in the league. Like,
well, if you notice, all the corners I think are down besides Jalen Ramsey. I feel like maybe we are starting to see less elite corners and more. You got a lot of like good corners, but not a lot of great ones.
Hey, you would be happy that the dude Diggs from the Cowboys wasn't rated super high because he had a lot of interceptions last year, so people were naturally hyped about him. So at least the Madden ratings were like, nah, we're not getting crazy because you got a lot of interceptions.
Because he's getting,
he got burned a lot.
Didn't he give up the most yards or close to it? Like it was well over 1,000 yards.
You know what it reminds you of? That Marcus Peters season where like he got burned a lot, but he jumps a lot of routes, so he got a lot of picks, but he also.
I'm talking about the year with the
Chiefs.
Chiefs? Yeah. Okay, then another position I thought was interesting, right? I want to get you guys' take. The running backs. Derrick Henry, number 1. Nick Chubb, 2. Christian McCaffrey, 3. Jonathan Taylor, 4. Dalvin Cook is 5. What's your thoughts on that?
Jonathan Taylor should be number 1.
Correct.
I hear that, but why, though? Like, I get the yards per carry debate, right? I get that. But why should he be number 1?
You want to know why? Because running back position is so short-lived in the NFL because their careers are like 5 years, 6 years at max, at peak. And so Madden should just go based on the last year with the running backs. And Jonathan Taylor was the best running back in the league last year. But I do agree that Nick Chubb, I like that he's rated high because from like pure running back standpoint, he's like one of the best runners I've ever seen. His vision is
like, I think those top 3, right? Derrick Henry, people were making it seem like Derrick Henry, oh my gosh, he's not elite anymore. I'm like, do y'all forget that it took to like what is week 13, week 14 for them to pass him?
He got hurt in like week 8
on the yard. You know what I mean? Like it took forever to pass him in yardage, right? And Jonathan Taylor, don't get me wrong, I think he's a great player. I thought, everybody his rookie year thought he's gonna be a baller. But last year was his coming out party, right? I wonder how things are gonna happen now when they load more people in the box on a regular. Right?
I would argue that the box is not as full this year with a actual good quarterback.
With Matt Ryan?
Yeah, I agree with that.
He can get the ball.
I don't think you guys are giving Matt Ryan a little bit too much credit. I don't think there's no difference between Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz.
Pittman's gonna have a good year.
I think the difference between them is maybe Matt Ryan doesn't hold the ball as long, but I don't think that.
And I think he's also smarter than Wentz, and he gets him. He goes out in pass formation and then checks to a run and gets him. I just think that they're going to be better this year. I think he's going to put him in better positions. Audibles. He's going to be able to read the defense, and I just don't think Wentz did that.
Well, when we get to fantasy, I'm going to ask you this question again. Then who you going to take first round? Then, like running back wise, because
fantasy's different than Madden.
That's interesting to be.
Yeah,
I know that. I know. I'm just saying
this is also different than normally what I would do on my team.
Yeah, I think that I'm just saying because most of the time the Madden rating is kind of like pair up to what people think in the league.
Yeah.
Right? People think in the league like who's the top.
Eckler's real low.
Because people want to Knicks. Yeah, Eckler is like 9th, right? But I don't think he's better than Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, or Dalvin Cook, or anybody.
Yeah, I don't think
Fantasy-wise, he's going to be more productive than those. Yes.
Aaron Jones splits a backfield.
If he stays healthy.
When has he had really a bad injury? I mean, I know he's smaller, but where's all this injury stuff come from? He plays 14 games a year at least. You know, like
he has hamstring.
Najee Harris is an 85.
Yeah, Najee should be higher.
Najee is the same rating as Cordero Patterson. And he's below Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette and Josh Jacobs.
But here's why he's so low. Because Madden gave him probably a speed of like 88. And then Madden rating speed is very
They did give him 88.
All right. That's all I really had.
What do you feel about Jamar Chase? Because they snuffed him.
Yeah, I meant to say that's the last one, right? Receiver wise, Jamar Chase.
They snuffed him bad. I thought that was disrespectful.
But I think you give Jamar Chase the same thing you gave, Jonathan Taylor. You did it 1 year. Let's see if you can do it again, right? Like you did it 1 year. I get it's your rookie year. Let's see if you can do it again.
I get it, but
I think that
87, Brandon Cooks. I'm gonna name people higher than Jamar Chase right now. DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Debo. I get DK, Chris Godwin, Tyler Lockett, Michael Thomas. Didn't play a game last year. He didn't play a game last year.
Yeah,
he played no games.
But he
Amari
was like
Cooper.
the best receiver. Like Michael Thomas last time he played was like the highest rated receiver, so he's dropped. He just, how far are you gonna make a man drop just because he missed a year? That's my only argument with Thomas.
Okay, well, now that you say that, I have to look at this. Where's Deshaun Watson? Where's he at?
He's probably like mid-80s. Well, those haven't come out yet. They come out tomorrow. Quarterback at.
Yeah. Well, I let's see where Deshaun Watson lays, because before he left, he was like a top 2 quarterback, top 3. He was like a real high quarterback.
No,
maybe not in terms of Madden.
Right, that's what I mean. At Madden ratings, he was probably a 90 overall.
My last little take before we go to fantasy is, how the hell is Michael Parsons at 88? Like, how is he tied for 7th? If we're talking about rookies that balled out, like Jamar Chase should be high up there, Michael Parsons should be maybe behind only Fred Warner. I feel like Levante David has lost a step a little bit. Demario Davis, I get it. Bobby Wagner, Darius Leonard, I get that. But Michael Parsons is better than all of them in my opinion.
Michael Parsons is different than them in that he's more of a pass rusher. I don't know if he's really a good cover guy or not. Like, he's fast, but is he really a good coverage guy? That'd be my only argument. He exploded, it was because he's a pass
Davis
rusher.
Is not a cover guy.
Demario Davis?
He's not a cover guy.
He's a middle linebacker.
That doesn't mean you're a cover guy because you play middle linebacker.
You have to be if you're a middle linebacker. Or else you ain't on the field more than 2 downs a drive.
Demario Davis is the same as Bobby Wagner, right?
Bobby Wagner's one of the best pass coverage linebackers in the game, or at least he was. I don't know if he still is, but
I'm talking about now. Like, if you're talking about his whole career, yes, that's a valid statement, right? But Demario Davis and Bobby Wagner is not the same if we're talking about their whole career. It's not even. Fred Warner, I think, is the best coverage guy in the league. My personal opinion. Levante David, coverage is dope, right? Like, everybody else, like Roquan Swift and Darius Leonard, I don't know. They hit. They're thumpers. I just think that Michael Parsons should, out of everybody on that. If we want to argue Jamar Chase, we could do the same argument for Michael Parsons. That's all. And that's all I have to say. I just thought that was interesting. I saw the Madden ratings. I don't really play Madden like that, but I thought it was interesting that a lot of people were kind of getting stirred up over what your rating is. Not that it matters that much, but just want to hear our opinion.
And just to talk a little bit about fantasy before we close it out. Fantasy football is obviously coming up. We'll have more coming your way. If you want a draft strategy or something like that, we could do an episode like that. But I just want to talk about this year coming up, in terms of top 5 at a position. I would love to hear specifically, Brian, your top 5 running back position, because that's always a debate every year.
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this.
Loving Christian McCaffrey still. no matter how many games this guy misses. Let me hear, Brian.
All right. So
Your top 5. Try and do it in order.
Hold on. Are we talking regular
PPR. Redraft, PPR.
Okay, so no dynasty, none of that crap.
Yeah, no dynasty.
No,
Yep.
PPR.
All
that's
right,
it.
one year.
This year.
This year. All right. So Jonathan Taylor is by far the number 1 back in
This year.
fantasy. This
Okay.
year. Number
He's
2.
the safest. Yeah.
Yeah, number 2. I'm going to go with Dalvin Cook. I know that's not going to be popular, but he's stayed pretty healthy, man, and he's constantly a 20-point per game guy. He catches the ball in the backfield. I don't know. I'm just saying. He's number 2 for me. Number 3 is going to be Derrick Henry. Okay. Number 4 is McCaffrey. And number 5 is Eckler.
So
Come at me, Kenny. What you got?
I can't get upset with your picks. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of my strategy, especially with first round, is I try and do low risk plays. So people that get injured a ton, I try and stay away. Volume is like a big deal for me. Like I don't like players like Nick Chubb is one of my favorite running backs, but he's never going to own the entire backfield because he splits so much with Kareem Hunt. And like you could have like a drive where Nick Chubb gets you 60 yards down to the 5, but then he's tired. He's got to come out, and then Kareem Hunt gets the 6 points for a touchdown, and they get the same, but homeboy was exhausted and had to work for it. So that is my thing. And in terms of your ratings, I don't know why, but like Christian McCaffrey upsets me so much. I really like Najee Harris this year, but I don't know where to put him because I think Najee is similar to last year where he had like a game where he had like 50 yards rushing, but he caught the ball for like
catches.
20 times. Like granted that was Big Ben. It might be different because Ben was checking down, looking for the check down once he hiked the ball last year. But I love Najee owns that backfield.
Pittsburgh's offensive line is still in shambles. Okay. They're going to have a new quarterback. I don't know, man. I feel like that offense is going to be kind of stagnant.
That's fine with me. But Mike Tomlin, he commits to a guy and runs the ball with that guy. He is committed to every year that they've had a running back. He's committed to it, whether it was James Conner, whether it was who was the dude with the pink hair? D'Angelo Williams. It was whoever he had there. He's like, that's my guy. Like they're getting the ball because I remember everyone thought it was Benny Snell.
He's going to get the touches.
I feel super safe.
He's going to get the touches.
But I don't. I agree that Eckler is really good, and I don't think that. I don't know what the Chargers are going to do with that rookie that they drafted this year. So he might take some carries.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it just like I did last year, and I was right last year. Jonathan Taylor is going to be the biggest buzz in fantasy football this year. Just like I said last year with Darren Waller, how you gonna say, "Oh, they catch Darren Waller," and
you're the only one that drafted Darren Waller. What are you talking?
Exactly. I drafted Darren Waller, but a lot of people were talking about Darren Waller as being doggone. Oh, he's producing. He produces, including you guys. We can go back to the episode and play it. You guys said that, and he didn't, right? Because everybody's so high up on him, and I think the same thing happens with Jonathan Taylor. I'm talking about from where people are expecting him to perform to actually where he's going to perform, right? I think that people are saying like, oh man, he had a great year last year, and not a great year. He had a spectacular year last year, right? And he's going to come back and he's going to get the carries more. That's not going to happen, man. That's not.
Okay. Here's the thing.
He's not going to get.
He's running behind one of the best offensive lines in football. Okay. He's going to get the majority of the carries from that team. There's no other running back in that stable that's going to take carries away from him. He is the guy if they're running the ball. The only thing that I could see coming down from last year is the touchdowns. is maybe Matt Ryan has the ball in his hands a little more than Carson Wentz did last year.
Maybe.
We don't know. Matt Ryan will hand the ball off. He had Devontae Freeman in Atlanta, and Devontae Freeman was pretty good for a couple of years there. So he's not afraid to give it to his running back.
I'm not saying he's not going to hand the ball off, but he's going to take a little bit away. I just think that where everybody is expecting him to go, he's not a safe bet as everybody's like, oh, yeah, no brainer, not losing any sleep. I don't think it's just as simple as people try to make it be.
Jonathan Taylor is the only running back in the first round that doesn't have a question mark. Every other guy you could question for some reason, whether it's injury history, whether it's, he doesn't have a long resume. Like, no, but when he's actually getting the ball, he performs. He produces.
A lot of players, you could say, when they actually get in the ball, they produce, right? When they get I get what you're saying, but he has the shortest resume out of everybody on this list. He has the shortest resume.
So the freshest legs, okay.
He doesn't have the freshest leg. I think people forget that he ran for so many yards at Wisconsin. Like, what are we talking about?
He basically took his rookie year off because the damn coach would never give him the ball.
He still had 1,100 yards. Like, relax. Like, he only had 700 more yards this year.
Yeah.
Look, I disagree he will be the biggest bust. But to your argument, Kenny, he might be a bust because people are going to draft him at 1 or 2, and he might be 5 or 6, depending on.
I'm talking about from fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy-wise. He might be because he doesn't catch the ball a ton. He does catch the ball in the backfield. But, like, if Christian McCaffrey's healthy all year, that's going to knock him down. If Saquon is somehow healthy all year,
I think that Saquon is going to have. He's going to be the sleeper of this draft
because he's number 20 right now.
I think he's going.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of the.
I think he's going to be the sleeper.
I think there's a lot of guys that are like falling down are mid-tier that are going to do really well. Saquon is one player. Zeke might be another one.
Even Zeke
on this list I'm looking at, he's 17th overall. You get people like David Montgomery. James Conner is going to be another hot name. People are going to be all over him. So he might get overdrafted this year. Javonte Williams is another hot name people are loving this year. Leonard Fournette. If you like your men beefy.
I just think that it's a lot of guys on there that if we're just talking purely running backs where you go, you can find some middle tier running backs that's going to give you quality production rather than taking Jonathan Taylor number 1 overall and think you're just good for the day.
But my only thing here is if you have the number 1 overall pick, how do you justify not taking him?
Who do you take?
I'm going to go
the number 1 pick, Kenny. You got it right now. Who are you taking? PPR.
I'm still going to take Derrick Henry. Because guess what? Rain, sleet, or snow, it doesn't matter who is the quarterback. It doesn't matter if it's 15 people in a box. He has shown that he's still going to produce. And I don't know if people are not watching. This man's still beastie. Like, he's still working out and he's still in shape. So people take it like, oh, he had a foot injury as if he has a broken leg. Like, he has a broken leg or something.
I agree because he came back last year.
You know what I mean? Like, he came back when people thought he wasn't going to be back for the rest of the year. He came back and still played. Yeah, he wasn't himself.
How old is he now?
Like, he's still Derrick Henry.
29.
Starting to creep up there.
He is 6'4", 250. Like, what are we talking about? He's not 5'10", 5'9". He's bro. I don't care what you say. People didn't like tackling Brandon Jacobs. He's a faster, more powerful Brandon Jacobs, but he's consistent though. Right? Like, rain, sleet, or snow, it doesn't matter if he's 40 in the league. You don't want to tackle somebody that's 6'4", 250 and powerful.
He had 10 touchdowns in 8 games last year. I don't care if he comes out and he's slower. If he's falling into the end zone like LeGarrette Blount, I don't care. Like, he's okay. This dude's gonna.
That's what I'm saying, and I don't know what Frank Wright is going to do. If Frank Wright gives him Jonathan Taylor ball, yes, I 100% agree. He's going to have a hell of a year. But if he doesn't, I know that in Tennessee they're going to give Bro the ball. I know for a fact they're going to give him the ball. 100%.
I
Not a
hope in our
question.
draft that you're drafting first and I'm drafting second, Kenny, so I can get Jonathan Taylor.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all I got. I don't have anything. I just want to get that off my chest.
Hey, I will
we
admit, Jamar Chase, though, he will probably be the number one receiver in fantasy this year.
I don't know why.
He's just,
Devontae Adams still.
I know, but I have this thing where Joe Cool loves him some Jamar Chase, and that's the type of receiver I want on my team, fantasy wise, because he's gonna get 2 to 3 deep ball shots a game. He may
targets. I need targets.
Yeah,
bro.
but he's gonna get those big long deep balls. That's like a 7-point play, 13-point if he scores.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. That's true. I just loved having Devontae Adams last year, and every time I knew, hey, bro, he's going to get 15, 16 targets, rain, sleet, or snow. And until I see him lose a step, he's with his homeboy. They're going to take that shit back to Fresno State. So, like, and you got Darren Waller, you got other people out there that's going to take the attention from him. It's not going to be like Green Bay where you're going to be like, oh, well, he's going to Devontae Adams every time. So I think that helps him out a little bit, right? For his like deep shots and give him more selective, routes that he can just catch the ball.
I like Jefferson as my number one receiver.
I like that too.
I like that production wise.
Adam Thielen is cool.
Number one. I'm not taking him number one.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
I think he is a safe pick.
yeah,
I like him.
Right.
I mean, I highly doubt Cooper Kupp repeats his production from last year. It was historic, but I still think he'll be like a wide receiver 1, but he might be like the 5th wide receiver, 6th wide receiver.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Tyreek Hill in Miami. I don't believe.
That's because you don't
I'm
believe
still
in
gonna
Tua.
draft him though. Tua.
Exactly.
That's why. Yeah.
I don't know. I think they'll win games. I think Miami as a team is going to be good. I just don't think that he's going to be great for fantasy. CeeDee Lamb, I think is going to ball out. I'm really high on
That's
CeeDee.
another sleeper.
And Diggs is going to do what Diggs does. But I think he's going to do what he did last year, where he took a step back and he was just kind of mid-tier. I'm excited.
Yeah. So man, unless you guys have something else, I'm gonna close it out. I am definitely looking forward to fantasy football. I think I'm coming back with a vengeance this year. I didn't close out the way I wanted to last year, so definitely looking for revenge. But like always, guys, we know we took a break. Stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of great analysis. BK Best. We're running some algos, some algorithms. Brian and me are putting our brains together to make things happen. So it should be a fun year, man. So as always, we appreciate the support. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on all the socials. Subscribe. Let us know in the comments what else you guys want more of.